I want to make a quick post this week on an observation I made about Zoom meetings and any other sort of virtual meeting where bystander syndrome kicks in. If you don't know what bystander syndrome is, the example I've heard of is I think a case in New York City where there's a woman was beaten and raped and murdered in quite a long period of time, and the entire act was observed by several people in a neighbouring block of flats, and they were able to watch and observe this happen. And they were noted just to have not done. No one did anything. No one alerted the police. No one tried to help. No one tried to intervene in any sort of way to save her. And it was judged that they weren't complicit in the act. They didn't agree with it. It wasn't that they allowed it to happen. It was more that a natural trigger went off in which went off in their brains as human beings, is that you make this assumption that someone else will just step in and do it and help. Like there will just be some hero who will just step up and intervene on your behalf. You form part of this group, and you're just observing, and you're just waiting for someone else to come in and stop the situation. It's a very strong-willed person to go against that instinct and actually step in and do something about that. And to use a much less sort of horrendous example, we look at virtual meetings. A lot of times, someone will ask a question like, "How are you all doing?" And there's like 30 people in the room, and you think, well, who answers? You just think someone else, or out of politeness, someone would answer, and sometimes that doesn't always happen. And you think it's a little bit awkward. There's also certain times where someone will be speaking and they're on mute, and someone will have to speak up and say, "Oh, sorry, you're on mute." It's a bit embarrassing, but it's interesting how most people, myself included, will just sit and sort of watch and just think, "Oh, someone will intervene and someone will do something about this." And I think it's probably something that we can build into etiquette, so we build a greater understanding of how to conduct virtual meetings effectively. And a lot of people probably already do understand this, and it's something that I'm trying to sort of get good at, and I'll share any sort of advice I can find on that as well. But in general, it's just one of those things, one of those little niggles that we have with virtual meetings still at the moment. And but I thought it was interesting that the people that do speak up, the people that will say, "Yeah, you're on mute," or "Yeah, I am fine, thank you, thanks for asking," on behalf of the whole group, does that signify maybe leadership or confidence or strength of mind, that they are willing to take the hit, almost take the sort of awkward hit? I think it does. I think it says a lot about someone if they are willing to be that person, and it says a lot about everyone else that, and I say myself included, I'm guilty of this as well, that you translate this back to a violent situation. You're looking around, you think, I need help, I need someone to help me out, I need someone to step in, I need someone to do something. Well, you end up in this scenario where everyone's sort of sitting there blank face, just sort of, "Oh, someone else will help you," sort of thing. It's a scary concept, and it's something worth bearing in mind. A lot of the time, people walk around in groups and they assume, "Oh, I'm in a group, I've got my friends, or they'll just help me out, we're fine, safety in numbers," and all that stuff. So often it's not true. So often an individual will be attacked by a group or something like that, and it'll be in a public place, and there'll be loads of people around, and they won't do anything. It's I think there's parallels between the two concepts. So both the self-defense awareness concept, and also the just being brave and standing up and taking sort of an awkward sacrifice in virtual meetings, if that makes sense. Being the one who will sort of point out that someone's on mute, or speak on behalf of the group. And perhaps those people are people that you can rely on, and people that, in other circumstances, those are the people that will be, heroes and leaders and stuff. Maybe you could go that far. It could just be that they have that sort of strength of mind that the vast majority of us don't. And I thought it was an observation to make. Let me know your thoughts. If you agree, disagree, I'm interested to know. I'm sure it's an original thought. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.